Why can two people be diagnosed with PCOS yet look completely different? One struggles with weight gain, another is naturally slim. One develops severe cystic acne, another has perfectly clear skin. One has unwanted facial hair, another loses handfuls of hair from her scalp. One hasn't had a period for 6 months, one gets her period every single month, and yet she's not ovulating. And somehow they have all been told that they have the same condition. How can that be? Today, I want to show you why traditional Chinese medicine sees PCOS differently. Because once you understand this, you begin understanding your body in a completely different way. Healing is like tending a garden, and in every video, we water the roots. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Amy, and today we're talking about one of the most requested topics on this channel, polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS. Before we explore the TCM perspective, let us first understand how modern medicine defines PCOS. Despite its name, PCOS isn't simply a disease of the ovaries. It is considered a syndrome, and that word is incredibly important. A syndrome simply means a group of signs or symptoms that tend to occur together. In other words, it's a description of a pattern that doctors commonly see. It doesn't necessarily explain why women develop it. Doctors generally diagnose PCOS with the Rotterdam criteria. A woman usually needs 2 out of these 3 features. Number 1, an irregular or absent ovulation. Number 2, signs of androgen increase. Last but not least, polycystic appearing ovaries on ultrasound. Women naturally produce androgens as well, just in smaller amounts. The problem begins when we start producing them in excess. You don't actually need ovarian cyst to be diagnosed with PCOS. And having polycystic appearing ovaries doesn't automatically mean that you have PCOS either. Modern medicine has transformed the lives of countless women living with PCOS. It has helped us understand insulin resistance, ovulation, hormones, long-term risks such as diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and infertility. Those are incredibly important advances. Depending on the individual, treatment may include lifestyle changes, medications, or fertility treatment. Each of these has an important place. But many women tell me after receiving their diagnosis, although they finally have an answer, they also leave with a whole new list of questions. Why do my symptoms look different to my friends? What should I actually eat? What kind of exercise should I do? Why do I react differently from her? And she also has PCOS. And this is where traditional Chinese medicine begins asking a different question. Modern medicine is especially good at telling us what condition is present. But TCM asks, why has this particular body arrived here? And perhaps the easiest way to understand this is to imagine an orchestra. Imagine the different instruments playing the same piece. From a distance, they all seem to be playing in harmony. But when you begin listening more carefully, the strings are playing too loudly, the percussions are overpowering everyone else, the wind instruments are half a beat too fast, and the pianist is absolutely slow. The music then sounds different. But it's not because they're all playing different songs, but simply because they are not in harmony. They are not balanced. PCOS can be very similar. Modern medicine tells us this orchestra is playing PCOS. Traditional Chinese medicine then asks which instruments are playing out of tune or tempo. Two women can walk into a clinic, both carrying the same diagnosis, and still receive completely different advice. Not because one diagnosis is wrong, but because the bodies carrying that diagnosis are different. TCM has recognized something for thousands of years that I think is the most important. A diagnosis tells us what two people can have in common. A pattern, however, tells us how are they different. And sometimes those differences are where the answers begin. Rather than asking, How do we treat PCOS? Traditional Chinese medicine asks, what patterns are present? Because PCOS isn't just one pattern, it's an umbrella. Many different roads can all lead to the same diagnosis. One woman may struggle with weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, feeling heavy, have strong sugar cravings, and feeling puffy. She may describe herself as feeling stuck, as though no matter how hard she tries, her body doesn't seem to respond. From a TCM perspective, this often reflects a phlegm-damp pattern. This focus here isn't simply losing weight. It's to help the body transform food and fluid more efficiently so that it can start regulating itself. All right, so in comes another woman. She develops cystic acne, has oily skin, sticky sweat, strong body odor, is often irritated, has mood swings, and is suffering from recurrent inflammation. Although she also has PCOS, her body is telling us a different story. This pattern is most consistent with damp heat. The next woman walks in. She notices that each time when work becomes very stressful, her cycle changes. She experiences PMS. She also has bloating, mood swings, emotional eating, breast tenderness. Perhaps her period arrived later after a particularly stressful month, or disappears completely during a difficult season of life. From a TCM perspective, we often think about the liver's role in keeping the chi to move smoothly. When that flow is disrupted, the menstrual cycle often reflects it. Other women, particularly after years of irregular cycles, or as they become older, may experience profound fatigue, lower back weakness, feeling cold, has low libido, or difficulty conceiving. In TCM, the kidneys stores our essence, our deepest reserves. And when those reserves are depleted, the reproductive system may be asking for more support. The last example, blood stasis. So generally, these women will experience sharp pains when the period comes, large clots, or persistent pelvic discomfort. Traditional Chinese medicine also looks at how smoothly qi and blood are moving. So, which of the above pattern is the correct one? The answer is all of them. Instead of telling every woman to sleep earlier, eat healthier, and exercise, TCM asks a much more useful question. What does healthy actually look like for your body? Because healthy is not a one size fits all. A woman with damp heat may genuinely benefit from foods that help with gently clearing heat. But the same foods may leave someone with yang deficiency feeling even colder. One woman may feel fantastic after a high intensity workout. Another may be completely exhausted because her body simply isn't ready for that level of demand yet. So instead of wondering, why did this work for everyone else but me? You begin asking, what does my body actually need? And I think that is a much more empowering question. Thank you so much for your time. If this video helped you understand PCOS from a different perspective, I think you'll really enjoy the feminine series that we have been building together. And again, I'm so grateful for the comments and messages and experiences that you shared with me on this channel. I wish you all good health, and good health is the ultimate fortune and the only investment with endless return. And when do we start investing? Right now.